Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever time of day it is for you. I love you. And I hope you're having a great day, a beautiful and blessed day. I didn't put anything up yesterday not because of all of this, even though it's still there, or my sore, or my anything. It was because the phone I'm recording on has quit charging with its just charger. The only thing it will charge with now is this little thing. That little thing was dead. This thing was dead. I just had no way to do it. So today we will do 21 and 22. So I hope when I was telling you before about how Numbers was our transition, and then when we get into Deuteronomy, right, and after that it kind of changed. We're going to get to see the promised land, and well, not everybody, but right, and we get to actually move into these places and these things that we basically heard about and been told we were going to get to see and do since the very beginning of the Bible, right? And Deuteronomy is not super long. We're in 21 and 22. We got like 12 more chapters to go or something. Then we're in Joshua. Joshua's good. Anyway, here we are. Please pray today. Please pray every day. Pray. If you can do it incessantly, unending, then do it that way. Change your vocabulary, right? Man, it's lucky I made it out of that. No, I'm blessed to have made it out of that. Right? You don't have to sell out your whole life to God right away when you're on the fence or approaching God. Right? When you're first seeking, when you're first knocking on the door, you don't have to sell all the way out and jump up and be right. A lot of times people who do that are you remember when in the New Testament where Jesus gives you the parable about sowing seed. Yeah. And some of it falls and the thorns choke it, and some of it falls and grows because it's in good soil. And some of it the birds eat up. Yeah. Some of it takes root and springs up really fast because it's not very deep. You see, seed was just under the soil enough to grow, and so it did grow. But the first time the sun got real bright and hard on it, it scorched it and it died. If you know anything about plants or growing, if you water your yard for 5 minutes a day each day, okay, the roots in your yard will begin to grow up instead of down. Because all the moisture in the yard, depending on where you live, right? If you live somewhere it rains all the time, no. But if not, because the moisture in the ground is at the surface, because you're just watering for 5 minutes. So the roots begin to grow up, and once they get up near the surface, when the surface dries out, which is only going to take you not watering it 1 day when you're only watering it 5 minutes a day, the grass dies. So Christ was telling you about these people that hear the word, jump right in and love it, but they have no roots, they have no base. And so as soon as it gets hard, as soon as it gets difficult, right, as soon as the sun is bearing down, they dry up and they wither. When you're starting this journey, it's not supposed to be like that. Take your time. Ease into it if you want to. Say a little prayer every day. If you're trying to do something in your life, change your life, grow some way, God will help you. God will help you. You just gotta ask. But when he helps you, don't pretend like you did it. Recognize that you had tried to do it for years and couldn't. Something had to help you do it this time, right? God will help you, but you have to ask. You don't have to be sold out to, oh, I'm the best Christian ever, to ask him neither. He loves you. If you ask him right now, he meets you right where you're at. And where you're at may be a terrible, bad, ugly, dark place. When I tell you that I have been in that terrible, ugly, dark place, believe me, I have. But I kept asking for help. Not from people, because I suck at that. I do. But boy, I'm good at asking God for help. It took me years to get to where I could pray and really ask him for help every day, but I'm good at it now. If you notice this side doing a little funky something, I already know what's happening. It's kind of swollen. It's watering every day. And it's itchy. It's like sinuses in the beginning of the year, except for it's not. So if you notice that, I don't know what to tell you, because I don't know what's going on with it. Alright, chapters 21 and 22. Pray today, y'all. Pray today. If the corpse of someone who has been slain is found lying in the open, and the land of the Lord your God is given you to possess, and it is not known who killed the person, your elders and judges shall go out and measure the distance to the cities that are in the neighborhood of the corpse. When it is established which city is nearest the corpse, the elders of that city shall take a heifer that has never been put to work or worn a yoke. The elders of the city shall bring the heifer down to the wadi with an ever-flowing stream at a place that has not been plowed or sown, and shall break the heifer's neck there in the wadi. The priests, the descendants of Levi, shall come forward for the Lord your God, that the Lord your God has chosen, to minister to him, and to bless in the name of the Lord. And every case of dispute or assault shall be for them to decide. Then all the elders of the city nearest the corpse shall wash their hands over the heifer whose neck was broken in the wadi, and shall declare, our hands did not shed this blood, and our eyes did not see the deed. Absolve, O Lord, your people Israel, whom you have redeemed, and do not let the guilt of shedding innocent blood remain in the midst of your people Israel. Thus they shall be absolved from the guilt of bloodshed, and you shall purge the innocent blood from your midst, and do what is right in the eyes of the Lord. Sorry, y'all. Sinus cries. Can't do nothing about it. When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God delivers them into your hands, so that you take captives. If you see a beautiful woman among the captives and become so enamored of her that you wish to have her as a wife, and so you take her home to your house, she must shave her head, cut her nails, lay aside her captive's garb, and stay in your house, mourning her father and mother for a full month. Remember, she must shave her head. Remember, men are not supposed to ever shave their heads unless there's something significant going on, and it's for a purpose. Well, their beards, for that matter, depending on which sect they're with, right? This is transition. I know we see it now, we think, well, but it's transition. This is allowing this man and woman to be together through an act, right? Because she was unclean, they're not supposed to be together. But by shaving her head, it's an act of transformation. Mourning her father and her mother for 30 days. That means she has to be in a state of mourning. You could go look up what that means, but the new fella can't be fooling with her, right? A lot of things. But it's 30 days of her more or less on her own in contemplative thought after shaving her head. This is a time of change. This is the Lord giving them an opportunity to still marry these people that they've come in contact with, but saying, I've told you they're unclean, blah, blah. If you're going to do this, you got to do something to make them to help them get through their change. This is change, right? This is a time of change, metamorphosis, if you will. Yeah, that's what this is. Don't read more into it than that. After that, you may come to her, and you shall be her husband, and she shall be your wife. Well, the churches have put a great burden on everyone's neck about marriage. And I don't mean my church or your church. I mean just the churches. Nowhere in this book do you need the church's approval to get married. God says who's married and who's not. God says you can let someone leave if they don't believe. We read that in the New Testament. We'll get back to it someday. It's going to be a minute. Why on earth do churches believe now they have the right to say, if you get married in church, you're not married? Says who? God? God didn't say that. Nowhere in this book. If you get divorced, you can never get married again. Not every church, right? But some churches, you can never get married again. Because God says, what God says is what He has put together, no man can put aside. In other words, nobody can tear it apart. He also says, very shortly after that, if you're married to a non-believer, someone who just does not believe in, you don't think there's ever going to be an opportunity for you to get them to believe, and they want to leave, then you allow them to leave. Let the non-believer leave, for you do not know if you could ever help them. Right? Don't. Anyway, I'm sorry. My phone's going to die. No, it's not. I'm going to run out of time on it. If later on you lose your liking for her, you shall give her her freedom if she wishes it. You must not sell her for money. Do not enslave her, since you have violated her. You took her as your wife, which that meant doing the dirty, right? You weren't husband and wife till you did that. He's like, you've done this. You can't now sell her or something. You can't do that. Just give her freedom. Let her leave. If a man has two wives, one loved and the other unloved, and if both the loved and the unloved bear him sons, but the firstborn is the son of the unloved wife, when he comes to bequeath his property to his sons, he may not consider as the firstborn the son of the wife he loves, in preference to the son of the wife he does not love, the firstborn. On the contrary, he shall recognize as the firstborn the son of the unloved wife, giving him a double share of whatever he happens to own, since he is the firstfruits of his manhood, and to him belong the rights of the firstborn. If someone has a stubborn and rebellious son, who will not listen to his father or mother, and will not listen to them even though they discipline him, his father and mother shall take hold of him and bring him out to the elders of the gate, at the gate of his home city, where they shall say to the elders of the city, do not spare your children the rod. Am I reading that in here? Because it's a lot worse if you do. This son of ours is a stubborn and rebellious fellow, who will not listen to us. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Then all his fellow citizens shall stone him to death. Thus shall you purge the evil from your midst. And all Israel will hear and be afraid. A man guilty of capital offense is put to death, and you hang him on a tree. His corpse shall not remain on the tree overnight. You must bury it the same day. Anyone who is hanged is a curse of God. You shall not defile the land which the Lord your God has given you as a heritage. You shall not see your neighbor's ox or sheep going astray and ignore it. Got to bring it back. If this neighbor does not live near you, or you do not know where the owner may be, take it to your own house and keep it with you until your neighbor claims it, then return it. You shall do the same with a donkey. You shall do the same with a garment. You shall do the same with anything else your neighbor loses and you happen to find. You may not ignore them. You shall not see your neighbor's donkey or ox falling on the road and ignore it. You must help in lifting it up. A woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a woman put on nor shall a man put on women's clothing. I have known people that said, my husband likes to wear my stuff around the house. I don't mind that. It's alright, as long as he dresses right when we go out. A woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on woman's clothing, for anyone who does such things is an abomination to the Lord your God. If while walking you come across a bird's nest with young birds or eggs in it, in any tree or on the ground, and the mother bird is sitting on them, you shall not take away the mother bird along with her brood. You must let the mother go, taking only her brood, in order that you shall prosper and have a long life. In other words, if you take it all, there won't be any more. Don't be stupid. You take the eggs, the mama can have eggs again next year. When you build a new house, put a parapet around the roof, so that you do not bring blood guilt upon your house if someone falls off. You shall not sow your vineyard with your two different kinds of seed, or else its produce shall become forfeit. Both the crop you have sown and the yield of the vineyard you shall not plow with an ox and a donkey, harnessed together. You shall not wear cloth made from wool and linen woven together. You shall put tassels on the four corners of the cloak to wrap yourself. If a man, after marrying a woman and having relations with her, comes to dislike her, and accuses her of misconduct and slanders her by saying, I married this woman, but when I approached her, I did not find evidence of her virginity. The father and mother of the young woman shall take the evidence of her virginity and bring it to the elders of the city gate. There the father of the young woman shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man in marriage, but he has come to dislike her and now accuses her of misconduct, saying he didn't find evidence of your daughter's virginity. But here's the evidence of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread out the cloth before the elders of the city. Then these elders shall take the man and discipline him. They're going to whip him, like with whips. You understand that? Okay. And fine him 100 silver shekels, which they shall give to the young woman's father. I'll give it to the young woman, but anyway. Because the man has slandered a virgin in Israel. She shall remain his wife, and he may not divorce her as long as he lives. But if this charge is true, and evidence of the young woman's virginity is not found, they shall bring the young woman to the entrance of her father's house, and there the men of her town shall stone her to death, because she committed a shameful crime in Israel by prostituting herself in her father's house. Thus shall you purge the evil from your midst. Don't get me wrong, there were prostitutes. And they didn't stone all the prostitutes to death. They're saying if she prostituted herself while living in her father's house, see? It's about respecting thy father and thy mother kind of thing, right? She has brought shame on the whole father's house by doing that. A man is discovered lying with a woman who is married to another, they both shall die. The man who is lying with the woman as well as the woman. Thus shall you purge the evil from Israel. If there is a young woman, a virgin, who is betrothed, and a man comes upon her in the city and lies with her, you shall bring them both out of the gate of the city to stone them to death. The young woman, because she did not cry out, though she was in the city, and the man, because he violated his neighbor's wife. Thus shall you purge the evil from your midst. But if it is in the open fields that a man comes upon the betrothed young woman, seizes her and lies with her, only the man who lay with her shall die. You shall do nothing to the woman, since the young woman is not guilty of a capital offense. As when a man rises up against his neighbor and murders him, so in this case. It was in the open field that he came upon her. And though the betrothed young woman may have cried out, there was no one to save her. If a man comes upon a young woman, a virgin who is not betrothed, seizes her and lies with her, and they are discovered, the man who lay with her shall give the young woman's father 50 silver shekels, and she will be his wife, because he has violated her. He may not divorce her for as long as he lives. Word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Don't have to time here left, but I want to, real quick, I love you. God loves you a lot more. Have a beautiful and blessed day. And real quick, my phone is about to shut up. What did we just read? Oh, when is the only time he said you may not divorce her? When you violated someone, and now you are married to her because of that violation. Let's say you got somebody pregnant, outside of wedlock, and then y'all got married, you may not ever divorce her. You understand? There are times when you may not divorce someone ever, but it ain't all the time. And it kind of makes me heal that we pretend like he is. I love you. Jesus Christ loves you a whole lot more. Have a beautiful, blessed day.